Oh, inject some hoops back into our veins tonight. Game one of the finals going down between the Suns and Bucks. Not the two teams we thought we were going to see in December, but we're here. Phoenix back in the finals for the first time since '93. Has never won that chip. This season, of course, has been all about CP3 leading this young group with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Monty Williams overseeing the entire show. As for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo getting over that hoop and getting to an NBA Finals out of the East, looking to bring Milwaukee their second ring in franchise history. So these two, of course, have seen each other just twice in the regular season. The Suns winning both of those games. The over went 2-0 that time between the two games. When you talk about the stars between these two squads, Chris Paul, of course, a double-double, 25 and 10 against the Bucks in those games early in the year. Giannis Antetokounmpo averaging 40 points and shooting over 60% from the field. But, of course, question marks if he's going to be available for Game 1. All right, let's put some money on the table with my guy Tim Doyle checking in, trying to get us right with those bets, and he has the hammer out. All right, Tim, Game 1 in the Valley. Bucks on the road. Suns are favored by 6 here. The over-under at 2 at 17. What's your play in this one?
6? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I locked in at 5.5, and I thought I had a good line on this game. Obviously, the Suns should be favored. They have home court advantage this series, and obviously in game number 1. But 6? Two teams played twice this year. It was a 1-point game. And yes, the Bucks are clearly better when Giannis is on the floor, but they're so much more fluid when he's not on the floor. How great has Brook Lopez been? Dunking on people, posting up. Bobby Portis has been great. There's been more of a rhythm to their offense. The Suns haven't played since June 30th. And hear me out here. The last 3 games that the Suns have played on their home floor, their plus-minus is actually a -7. So you look at the 3 games they played against the Clippers, win by 6, luckily win by 1, and then get whacked by 14. I thought they should have lost 2 of the 3 of those games to the Clippers. As for the Bucks, without Giannis, they never trailed against the Hawks. 96 minutes, B, never behind. It was utter domination. It really came down to defense. I say the more you bet, the more you win. Hammer the Bucks, +6. Oh, my goodness. Get in now.
Speaking of, I see what you're doing here with the Bucks here. I hear you got an open parlay that actually goes back to something on the ice. You want to tell me about that, buddy?
I mean, can you read that right there? Can you guys get that up there? See that right there? Look at that. I want to make sure I got that. You got that? Canadians?
Yeah.
Suns. And look, they're trying to offer me a cash out option. You don't buy out Tim Doyle. I buy out you, okay? We're going to go with the Bucks today plus the points. I actually only got 5.5. And at halftime, if I can hedge, I will, because I love to play middles in games. So if the Bucks are up 4 or 5 at halftime, there's going to be a giant middle in that game. I bet smart, my friend. Smart money makes money. You never go broke taking a profit.
Yeah, good thing you got HD there on that phone, as well as nobody calling you at this time of morning. Something popped up there. But all right, I see what you're doing here. I like that. Speaking of player props, you mentioned Chris Middleton. The over-under in points, 27.5. You taking that under or over?
I'm not even going to front. When they paid him like $1 gajillion, making $33 million this year, I was like, why'd they do that? He's lived up to it. He's been outstanding down the stretch, and he knows going into the game with no Giannis in game 1, he's going to take 20-plus shots. So you may lose this bet, but, man, he's going to go down swinging. Last 2 games without Giannis, 26 points and 32 points. And, man, he really got cooking in those games against Atlanta, whereas basically give him the ball, get out of their way. They understand that he's their go-to guy. Drew Holiday's their best overall player as far as rebounding and assists. But now with no Giannis, Middleton goes into the game, knows, oh yeah, he has to be cooking in this spot. I expect this game to have some tempo, and I expect Middleton to have a massive performance. Plus, he's going to get the FGAs, the field goal attempts. I say he takes 23 shots in this game. 23 shots, definitely to go over player point total.
Yeah, a lot of people around the league saying he's been the Batman and more so Giannis the Robin when you compare the two, not just in the previous series, but the entire playoffs. So you like the Bucks in game 1. You like Chris Middleton. Let's bet this series. You like the Suns or Bucks here?
How could you not like the Bucks? Look what they've done at home in the playoffs. They have whacked everybody, including the Nets. They beat the Nets 3 times by an average margin of nearly 10 points at home. Now you're going to say, oh, the Nets weren't healthy. Well, Harden did play the last couple of games. So I can't imagine the Bucks losing a home game. And then on the road, I think they can go out and get one. I think it's genius not to play Giannis the first 2 games in Phoenix. I think you gamble. I think they're going to win one of these games. And sure, you got to make the Suns a little bit more of a juicier favorite in game 1. But I think game 2 is going to be like 2.5. That's actually what game 1 should be. Suns should clearly be favored. But 6? In my eyes, that's absolutely nuts. I think the Bucks have been outstanding throughout the playoffs. And besides the game that Giannis got hurt, okay, if we toss that out, the only other games the Bucks have lost over the last month have been the game where Durant had 47 and Trae Young had 48. So their last 3 losses are Giannis gets hurt, Durant plays out of his mind, Trae Young plays out of his mind, and every other game the Bucks have absolutely dominated. It's like, I don't know. I think this is pretty clear that Milwaukee is actually the value here, plus 175, and the better team. Look how lucky Phoenix has been. Play the Lakers without Anthony Davis. Oh, but the Nuggets. Oh, yeah, Jamal Murray doesn't play. But Kawhi, he's going to play for the Clippers. Nah, he didn't play for the Clippers. Now we're going to play Milwaukee. But Giannis, I mean, talk about the luckiest team ever playing teams without their star player. But they ran into a really balanced squad here, a team that can defend and stop blaming Coach Bud for everything. Coach Bud has become like the Shaggy to me. Like, it wasn't me. Like, when I got home late the other night, I just blamed Coach Bud. I was like, I don't know, Bud had me out for a few beers. Like, he's becoming a punchline. I think he's a pretty good coach, and he's made some adjustments throughout the playoffs. Lay off my man Bud.
All right, seems like you're on the fear the deer train. I can respect that. Let's look at a Finals MVP. And I don't think you're talking about Giannis, or a 2-time MVP. Or maybe a Chris Middleton, who we just talked about, who could easily be the Batman in this series. You're thinking somebody else.
Yeah, I love Drew Holiday in this spot. First of all, I had Chris Paul. We all know that if we watch the show, to win the regular season MVP, I would have won $73,000. He should have won it. He was the most valuable player in the NBA. Not the best, but the most valuable. It makes me sick to see him now as the NBA Finals MVP. But Drew Holiday has been, look at the stats over the postseason. He's turned it up even more without Giannis. Last 2 games, he's averaging 26, nearly 8 rebounds, 11 assists, doing a little bit of everything. Plus, him and Middleton know they're coming into the game. They have no other choice but the ball. Milwaukee is winning a game in Phoenix, and then they are not losing a home game the rest of this series. So that's all they got to do, folks. If you bet this series, they're not losing in Milwaukee. All they got to do is win 1 in Phoenix. I think Drew Holiday is going to get the usage. I think Giannis is going to come back at some point during this series because all reports were he was going to play Game 7 against the Hawks. So how is he not going to come back in this series, the NBA Finals, that he's waited his whole career to get to? So I think Drew Holiday's numbers are going to be crazy. And B, am I selling you a little bit? Get on Fear the Deer, my friend.
I hit the little saltiness, too. I see what you just said there about CP3 and the Suns. I remember that conversation. Are you a little salty a little bit now? Just real quick.
How could I not be salty? And when your voice goes up, yeah, you're definitely salty. See, the thing is, I don't lie about my bets. 2 things I don't lie about. How much ice cream I eat and how much money I bet. Okay, I love ice cream. All right, chocolate peanut butter is my favorite, and I like to have a bowl every night. Does it stick to my hips? It may, but I got a pregnant wife.
Oh, well, they say hips don't lie, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to save that for another day. Tim Doyle, my friend, as always, getting us ready. Appreciate your time. I have no idea where those segments go with Tim, but they always go off the rails. But let's get back on the ship here. The NBA Finals schedule, of course, tonight, Game 1 and 2 out there in the Valley. Of course, Thursday night, you still want to know where Giannis is going to play. May miss Game 1, Game 2. But Tim already saying, look, the Bucks may have this series. They can get one on the road. We'll see. But it's CP3 so far, year 16. Be nice to see him get one of those rings.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.